Very good afternoon to all of you. It's been definitely a privilege and an honor to be standing here and being a part of this esteemed panel. I think I would echo the same thing what Mr. Bajaj was referring to. India is definitely on a big growth trajectory, and we are experiencing something. We are all experiencing something really phenomenal, and I can really vouch that because we being in the same thing, kind of, and every day the growth is phenomenal, and as they say, the world is not enough. We are just looking at the Indian scenario, but if you look at outside India, the growth is phenomenal too. The requirement outside is phenomenal. So I'm just going to talk about, what the Indian growth story is all about. It is definitely a very robust and resilient, and definitely the Indian cable industry plays a pivotal role in sustaining it. So I'm going to briefly talk about, some of the overview of the industry, the challenges and the opportunities. Most of the things you would have heard, but I'll just have a refresh. I'm playing the penultimate over, so I have to do it pretty fast. Yep. No doubt, the cable market is 1.65, and I was talking of, the outside, it's a 200 billion, and it's phenomenal to look at that way. The cable industry, because of the power for all, I think that is something has given a big boost to all of us. The wire and cable has grown sustainably over the years, even because of the pandemic. Still, the growth has continued in a significant way. We did hear a lot about the renewable power and the segment, the smart metering, the metro railways, the data centers. All these are going to be going to play a big significant role in the growth. The smart grid technology, yes, that's the future, and I think a lot of technology involvement, a lot of development is happening in this front. The smart city, of course, with the underground cabling, most of the cities going through all the same, and it's like a model which is coming along. When you would see a developing country and the best practices being adopted. The challenges again is copper, aluminium. We have seen a lot of fluctuation, and good to know that the copper prices. So I was thinking I'm the only one who's worried about the aluminium copper prices and the issues in that, but I think most of us have no clue where it's going. So it's just that we need to be there, do our own things, do our own hedging, do our own copper. Things will move on. We just need to focus on the growth. Quality, we have spoken about the quality, and that is, again, I would say that it is very important to meet the international standards. India, especially the cable industry, needs to follow a standard quality. It's very important that, there is definitely a growth, but a cohesiveness is required for all the manufacturers to come together to maintain and to standardize the quality. And that is where we have seen a lot of instances, a lot of things happening because of non-quality things. And I think it's very important as we grow, we maintain those standards. Imports and no doubt new product developments happening all across. Future is green energy, and Mr. Benoit was very much into it, and he was speaking a lot about green energy and all. We all know it's the future, and we have a significant advantage. Of course, with the China issue, India has a lot of advantage, especially the manufacturers in India, and the growth for the exports. I can see a phenomenal growth in even in the requirement what we face. And as Mr. Bajaj was talking of, that today he is doing an X and tomorrow, the requirement is X multiplication. It's a exponential growth. And that is what. And, even when in a cable industry, I was told long back, I was reading an article, pretty long back, even when the growth takes up in India, all the cable industry of India will not be able to supply, meet the requirement, what's there, what's in the demand. So I think what we have been doing all these years, it entails that, it's a time for India, it's a shining time for all of us. And therefore, we just need to be there. Demand for power generation, of course, has to be met. It's going to be all there. And with solar, wind, hydropower, you name it. And of course, our Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, has put forward that is one concept, one sun, one world, one grid. I thoroughly believe in this. This is making the world shrink, and we are coming together, and we at Gupta Power believe in the whole thing. Demand for cables, railways is phenomenal again. 100% electrification and is required, and tremendous requirement in the railways. Of course, railways or ports or anything, if you look at, infrastructure itself speaks about it. Data centers and facilities, no doubt. This is what we are looking at the future. And with a higher level of securities and things coming up, there's no doubt it is the future. And the demand for cables, the 5G, we've heard a lot, especially during the COVID. We understand the importance of, the 5G technology, the fiber optics, amazing. When we hear about it, you wake up in the morning, you feel like just going and doing things. And just any segment you pick up, anywhere you just get into, it's phenomenal. So it's time for us. And EV charging, if you look at the EV charging model again, amazing. High-speed charging, you talk of people of the EV market itself is like a $206 billion. And if you just look at it, even from any angle, anyone getting into it, any investment in that front, you cannot go wrong. It has to be there. Everywhere things are there. So I would just say it's a lovely, thank you guys for this opportunity, and yeah, have a good one. Thanks.
Gupta Power.